There was an afternoon when you sat on the balcony and watched the leaves fall. The wind carried the smell of damp earth and the distant sound of children playing. Your eyes followed each leaf in its slow dance to the ground. There was no hurry at that moment. Just you and time moving like a calm breath. That afternoon, something in you knew. You knew that life wasn't just about rushing through the days. You knew there was a deeper rhythm, a pulse that connected everything. The leaves knew when to fall. Children knew when to laugh. And you, sitting there, knew that you belonged to that exact moment. But that was before the world sped up around you. Before notifications began to dictate the tempo of your days. Before you started measuring time in terms of productivity, in terms of goals achieved, in terms of likes received. Before you believed that you always had to be on the move to matter. Now you wonder when you stopped sitting on the balcony. When did you stop watching the leaves fall? When did the silence become uncomfortable, something to be filled with constant noise? When did you start to feel like you were always late for something you couldn't even define? The modern world whispers soft lies in your ear. It tells you that you need to be faster, more efficient, more connected. That every second spent idle is a second lost. That idleness is the enemy of progress. That contemplation is the luxury of those who have no responsibilities. Your mornings begin with the artificial glow of a screen. Your eyes open and you are immediately captured by an endless stream of information. News that screams urgency. Messages that demand immediate responses. A constant feeling that you're missing something important. The brightest minds of our time are paid fortunes to keep you scrolling. To make sure you never find that balcony silence again. To make you believe that the answer is always in the next update, the next click, the next purchase. You become a stranger to your own thoughts. Your quiet moments are invaded by manufactured anxieties. Your natural doubts are turned into products for consumption. Your existential restlessness becomes fuel for algorithms that promise instant solutions. But there's something they can't touch. Something that resists under all the layers of noise and haste. It's that part of you that still remembers the balcony. That still knows the natural rhythm of things. That still knows, deep down, that this moment, this very moment, is no coincidence. You got here for a reason that transcends logic. It wasn't the algorithm that brought you to these words. It was something older, wiser. It was the same instinct that made the leaves fall at the right time on that distant afternoon. There is a divine time for all things. A moment when the soul is ready to receive what has always been there. An instant when the defenses come down and the truth can finally penetrate. This is one of those moments. You know it, even if your rational mind tries to argue otherwise. The answers you seek are not in the future. They are not hidden somewhere far away waiting to be discovered. They are here, now, pulsating to the same beat as your heart. Waiting patiently for you to stop running long enough to hear them. Have you ever had the experience of thinking about someone and them calling minutes later? Dreaming about something and finding signs of it the next day? Feeling a strong intuition about a decision and finding out later that you were right? This is no coincidence. It's life communicating with you through a more subtle language. The universe is constantly conspiring in your favor. Not in the Hollywood way that self-help books promise, but in an organic, natural way, like the rain that falls exactly when the earth needs it. Like the seasons that change at the perfect time. Like the right words that reach you when your soul is ready to hear them. You may have arrived here feeling lost. That the paths of your life don't make sense. That the pieces of the puzzle don't fit. That you're late for your own destiny. But what if I told you that you were exactly where you needed to be? What if every diversion was necessary? Every mistake, every pain, every moment of confusion was preparing you for this instant of clarity? What if all the turbulence was just the universe organizing the circumstances so that you could be here, now, reading these words, feeling this connection? There's a difference between being lost and being on the path. Being lost implies that there is a fixed destination that you are failing to reach. Being on the path means trusting that every step, even those that seem to lead in the wrong direction, is part of a bigger journey that you can't yet fully see. Your life is not a straight line. It's a spiral. You revisit the same themes, the same issues, the same wounds. But each turn of the spiral takes you to a deeper level of understanding. What seems like repetition is actually evolution. What looks like stagnation is actually preparation. Think about the most significant moments in your life. The ones that really changed who you are. Did they come when you were ready? Or did they come just when you most needed to be ready? There's a subtle but crucial difference between these two perspectives. Life doesn't wait for you to be ready. It prepares you through the very challenges it sends your way. Every difficulty is a lesson in disguise. Every break is an opportunity to rebuild more consciously. Every end is the space needed for a new beginning. You may be going through a difficult period right now. You may be questioning your choices, your relationships, your direction. You may be feeling that nothing makes sense, that you're floating without an anchor. But what if this confusion is just what your soul ordered? What if clarity only comes after confusion? What if trust only comes after doubt? What if peace is only possible after you have fully explored restlessness? Maybe you're not lost. Maybe you're right in the middle of the transformation you asked for. Butterflies go through a phase called metamorphosis. During this period, they completely dissolve inside their cocoon. There is no longer a caterpillar, but there is still no butterfly. There's just an organic soup with no definite shape. Imagine how frightening this must be for the caterpillar's consciousness. But within this apparent dissolution, something miraculous happens. Special cells, called imaginal cells, begin to organize themselves. They carry the DNA of the future butterfly. They know what to do, even when everything around them seems chaotic. They trust the process, even if they don't understand the end result. You have your own imaginal cells. Parts of you that already know who you are becoming, even when your conscious mind can't see the whole picture. Impulses that guide you in directions that only make sense in retrospect. Intuitions that whisper truths that your logic can't yet comprehend. This video came to you because some part of you was calling out for clarity. It was asking for a reminder that you are not navigating this life alone. That there is a greater intelligence operating through the seemingly casual details of your daily life. You didn't have to look for these words. They found you. Just as the rain finds the thirsty earth. Just as the answer meets the question at the right moment. Just as light finds the eyes that are ready to see. There is a divine timing for awakening. You can't force it, just as you can't force a flower to bloom. But you can create the conditions for it to happen naturally. You can stop resisting the process. You can trust that your journey is unfolding exactly as you need it to. What you called coincidence in your life may have been synchronicity. What you interpreted as luck may have been alignment. What you saw as chance may have been an invitation from the universe to pay more attention to the subtle signs that have always been there. Your intuition never left you. You just learned to distrust it. You learned to value other people's opinions more than your own inner wisdom. You learned to seek external validation for decisions that your heart already knew how to make. But underneath all the layers of conditioning, it's still there. Your internal compass. Your original navigation system. Whispering directions that make sense to your soul, even when they don't make sense to your mind. You may have spent years trying to fit your life into molds that others have defined as right. Trying to follow scripts written by people who have never walked in your shoes. Trying to apply universal solutions to deeply personal problems. But your life is a unique work of art. There is no instruction manual for being you. There is no formula that works for everyone. There is only the continuous process of discovering who you are through how you respond to what life presents you with. Every choice you make reveals something about your essential nature. Every response to a crisis shows what you are made of. Every moment of courage or vulnerability brings you closer to the person you were meant to be in this life. You don't need to have all the answers right now. In fact, having all the answers can be a trap. It can stop you from asking the right questions. It can close you off to possibilities you didn't even know existed. Wisdom lies in the ability to navigate uncertainty with grace. There is beauty in not knowing. There is power in admitting that you don't know. There is freedom in letting go of the need to control all outcomes. There is peace in trusting that you are being guided, even when you can't see the whole path. This moment you are living in now has never existed before and will never exist again. This unique combination of circumstances, thoughts, feelings, and possibilities is yours alone. It's a gift you're giving yourself just by being present. You may be wondering why these words resonate so deeply, why they seem to have been written specifically for you, why they arrived just when you needed to hear them most. The answer is simple, because they were, and they came. Not in the literal sense, but in the deepest sense. At the level where we are all connected. Where your search for meaning echoes the universal search for meaning. Where your individual pain touches the collective pain. Where your healing contributes to the healing of the world. You are part of an invisible network of consciousness. Your experiences matter not just to you, but to the whole. Your journey of awakening contributes to the collective awakening. Your courage to question, to seek, to grow, paves the way for others to do the same. That's why this video found you. Not because you were looking for it, but because the world needs you to remember who you are. It needs you to stop dimming your light. It needs you to trust in your unique importance in this great tapestry of existence. You may be going through a period of transition right now, leaving behind old versions of yourself, letting go of beliefs that no longer serve, questioning structures that once seemed solid. This is a sacred process, even when it's uncomfortable. Every true transformation involves a kind of death. The death of what you were so that what you are becoming can be born. It's natural to feel grief for these old versions of yourself. It's natural to feel afraid of the unknown that lies ahead. But remember, you've already gone through many transformations in your life. You were once a child and became a teenager. You were once a student and became a professional. You were once single and may have become engaged. You were once dependent and became independent. In each of these transitions, you had to let go of who you were to embrace who you were becoming. And in each of them, you discovered that you were more resilient, more adaptable, stronger than you imagined. This current transformation is no different. The difference is that you are now aware of the process. Now you can choose to actively participate in your own evolution. Now you can collaborate with the forces that are molding you, instead of resisting them. Your life is an ongoing conversation between you and the universe. You ask a question through your actions, choices, and desires. The universe answers through the circumstances, people, and opportunities that come your way. Then you answer back, and the conversation continues. This video is part of that conversation. It's an answer to something you've asked, consciously or not. Perhaps you asked if you were on the right path. Maybe you asked if your life has purpose. Maybe you asked if you matter. The answer is yes. Yes, you are on the right path, even when it feels like you're lost. Yes, your life has purpose, even when you can't clearly define it. Yes, you matter, more than you can imagine. You don't have to be extraordinary to matter. You don't need to conquer the world or leave your mark on history. You don't need to be famous, rich, or powerful. You just need to be you, authentically, courageously, completely. Your conscious presence in this world is a gift. Your capacity to love, however imperfect, is a miracle. Your willingness to grow, learn, and transform is a contribution to the evolution of all humanity. The small actions you take every day create ripples that spread far beyond what you can see. The smile you give a stranger can change their day. The patience you have with a child can mold their personality. The kindness you show yourself can inspire others to be kinder to themselves. You are constantly influencing and being influenced. Constantly teaching and learning. Constantly giving and receiving. You are both teacher and student in the school of life. And this is one of the most important lessons. You are exactly where you need to be. It may not seem like it. It may seem like you should be further ahead, more advanced, more resolved. It may seem like you're lagging behind some invisible timetable that you carry around in your mind. But that timetable isn't real. It's a mental construct that only causes you suffering. Real life happens in waves, not straight lines. Moments of expansion followed by moments of contraction. Periods of clarity followed by periods of confusion. Phases of rapid growth followed by phases of silent integration. You're in one of those waves right now. And this video has come to you as a reminder that you are not sailing alone. That there is a greater intelligence operating through your life. That you can trust the process, even when you don't understand all the details. Take a deep breath. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel your heart beating. Feel the life pulsing through you right now. You are alive. You are conscious. You are here. And that in itself is extraordinary. You don't need to have everything sorted out. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to impress anyone. You just need to be present to your own life. Present for the little wonders that happen every moment. Present for the opportunities for growth that disguise themselves as challenges. The future you are creating is being shaped by the choices you make now. Not the big dramatic choices, but the small daily choices. The choice to be kind to yourself. The choice to trust the process. The choice to remain open, even when it's scary. You have a unique role to play in this life. No one else can do what you came here to do. No one else has your particular combination of talents, experiences, perspectives, and purpose. You are irreplaceable in the grand scheme of things. And this video found you to remind you of that. To remind you that you are not an accident. That your presence here is no accident. That your struggles have purpose. That your journey matters. That you are becoming who you came to be, one day at a time. Transformation happens in silence. Like a seed germinating underground. Like a star being born in the emptiness of space. Like a thought forming in the stillness of the mind. You may not be able to see the progress on a daily basis, but it is happening. Trust in the timing of your life. Trust that you are receiving exactly the experiences you need to grow. Trust that the right people will appear at the right time. Trust that the answers will come when you are ready to receive them. And for now, be kind to yourself. Be patient with the process. Be curious about what is unfolding. Be grateful to be alive at this extraordinary moment in human history, when so many possibilities are opening up. You don't have to be huge to matter. You just need to be awake. Awake to the magic that is happening around you at every moment. Awake to the love that is available. Awake to the wisdom that is whispering through the silence. This moment will pass. This feeling of connection will turn into something else. But something will remain. A seed of remembrance. An echo of truth. A silent certainty that you are exactly where you need to be, moving towards who you came to be.